is WOWK-TV, the home of 13 News.
How better to measure our passion to play than to test the limits to which we'll go? Would we transport ourselves back in time?
This kind of thing is in the million, where you can go and play golf like 100 years ago.
If we had the chance to play under a never-setting sun, would we chase that fantasy to another continent?
Certain time of the sun never sets. So, you know, there you could actually play like mid.
Would we face the wrath of rising mercury for an extra 100 yards of roll?
When we go out, it's probably 85 when we go out, and it hits 100 by 9 o'clock.
And could we ever imagine standing on a first tee with the entire world watching?
If one were able, hypothetically, to hit a golf ball on the moon, because of the reduced gravity, it will go 6 times as far.
With a full tank of passion, so begins our journey to where we play.
CBS Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents Golf Around the Globe, where we play.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Golf Around the Globe, where we play. I'm Bill McAtee. Whether it's rural West Virginia, the Arizona desert, the Arctic Circle, or even the moon, you'll find that people will trek just about anywhere in search of their ultimate golf destination, including us. And personally, I think we found it, because this is golf. Well, Golf, Illinois, that is. Behind me, the post office, police station, and village hall for its 515 residents are all within a pitch and a putt of each other. But this sleepy little community outside of Chicago does fly a prominent banner. In a figurative sense, you might say this is the mythical home of knickers and hickory shafts, St. Andrews of the heartland. But in a very real sense, golf is nearly a century old and rich in history. Well, for certain, golf is the point from which all roads lead over the next hour. First, we travel to rural West Virginia, where the magic of the game allows you to step back in time. More than 100 years, in fact. Ever want to play golf at the turn of the century? Here's your chance.
But almost certainly, the game as we've come to know it started here on Scotland's windy east coast.
It wasn't until the early 1880s that the game we have come to know started here. Intrigued by the prospects of the New World, several Scotsmen journeyed abroad, and from then it was only a matter of time. They settled here, oddly enough, in the small town of White Sulphur Springs, where the hilly terrain and favorable climate of West Virginia was most attractive. They befriended local farmer Russell Montague, and it wasn't long before the Scotsmen introduced him to their game. Friendly matches began to take place there, and by 1884, a small golfing society was formed, and the game became a routine organized activity. In 1959, Mr. Lewis Keller, a Virginia real estate developer and friend of nearby resident Sam Sneed, inquired about the Montague property.
Mr. Kerry Montague, the son of Russell Montague, was blind, and the property had what is now the fairways and such had grown up. The grass was quite high, and I enjoyed very much when Sam brought me here and given me the background of the property, and Mr. Montague was so kind to take me by the hand and walked me outside and described to me how his father and the group had played golf here.
The Montagues were so infected by the game, they eventually carved 9 holes into their farmland. Oakhurst Links became the first organized golf club in the United States. That was the easy part. Acquiring the golf equipment, however, was a different story.
When the clubs were brought over from Scotland. They were held, they were stopped by the customs agent in New York, and they thought that it was a weapon. And they had no idea that it was a game to be played with such implements, as they called it. And it took quite a while to have them released from customs and sent to them in order that they could commence play here. It leads to sort of an interesting story, however. Mr. Curran was the caretaker, a cabinet maker. Also, I think some of his chores were blacksmithing when he worked for Mr. Montague. They were having such difficulty with sending some broken clubs back to Scotland to be repaired, and the time it took, learned to be a club maker. So far as we have been able to determine, he was the first club maker in the United States, and that was most fitting to be here at the first organized golf club in the United States. Between Bob Cupp and Dick Taylor, the golf writer, and speaking to Sam at times, we decided then in 1992 to restore Oakhurst to its original golf as Mr. Montague had left it.
When Golf Around the Globe returns, Oakhurst plays host to the National Hickory Championship.
Golf Around the Globe is sponsored by Buick. When you're ready for a real car, these are the new Buicks, the official car of the PGA Tour.
Everything about Oakhurst Links truly is as Mr. Montague had left it. Its beauty has been preserved, so has its history. This unique environment offers authentic 19th century living.
Plus fours, bow ties, cloth caps. This is going to be a film about the old days.
There is an incredible energy that permeates the air of this magical place. Sam Snead felt it. So did Lewis Keller.
Well, this little course here, just think, you can go out here and play where they played over 100 years ago. Hey, I was down there with old Lewis and had a round down there, and he shot 80. He said, hey, that's pretty good. But actually, this is something people should have at least one go at it where they can see what it was when the game first started. It's the greatest sport of all, because just think, you're with your friends, you're hobnobbing all the way around the golf course. Sometimes you might call him a little thing now and again. If he holds out, say, 50 yards off the green, why, you lucky so-and-so. And more people are playing golf today than ever before. Women are, I mean, it's gone twofolds with women. So many women now have started to play. Why should I stay at home? Why he's out there on the golf course? I'm going to start playing. So when they get the bug, boy, look out, nobody's home to get dinner.
Today, due to the number of people playing and the speed of the game, we all go to the golf courses and get in a cart. We head down the fairway as fast as we can, and as Sam said earlier, we do not have the opportunity to be with friends and chat and enjoy the round as we used to. And I'm sure the men here that played in 1884 had a wonderful time just walking around, spending the afternoon playing golf, and really enjoyed their friendship.
To play the links of Oakhurst, one must use the equipment of the 1880s. Golfers use gutta-percha balls that Kellers had made in Birmingham, England. And the hickory-shafted clubs are imported from St. Andrews. With all of the necessary equipment, why not dress the part and have a little friendly competition? Just what golf writer Pete Georgiady proposed to Mr. Keller.
My first trip to Oakhurst, I came up to do a story for Golf Illustrated, and then subsequently came back on a couple of other trips. Liked to play golf, got to know Lewis real well, did another story for Golf Journal. And when I was working on that story, Lewis and I were out on the course all by ourselves. It was a glorious May day. We'd walk a little and take a swing, and we'd walk a little more and talk a little more, and I think it took us 3 hours to play 9 holes. And about halfway through the round, I just looked at Lewis and I said, you know, this is such a fabulous place. I said, why can't we have a tournament here?
What's the word around here, boys? Far and sure? Oh, yes. That's perfect.
Last month, friends from across the nation came dressed for the occasion to compete in the 2nd annual National Hickory Championship.
I think that the camaraderie of walking and playing this game the way it was played back then is just truly incredible. It was fun.
Hey.
Take care. Take care of yourself.
Okay. Nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you too. Bye-bye.
It's believed that Oakhurst was the site of the very first golf tournament in the United States in 1888. So it's uncanny that more than 100 years later, yet another champion reigns. And this year's winner, Dr. Jay Harris, a dentist from High Point, North Carolina.
I think that everybody here wants to feel that pioneer spirit of what it was like to play when people didn't cater to golfers. You know, when you went out in the pasture and played golf, basically. And I think that that's what they want, to find the roots of the game, to experience what golf was like 100 years ago.
Hurry. Yes. Good job. Good job.
You may be wondering, is there a golf course here in Gulf, Illinois? Well, in fact, the stately Glenview Club has stood prominently for